Okay guys, we have a lot to do today. As you know, recently I talked about terraforming the top of my base again, and if you looked at the End of the World tour when I talked a little bit about that and I toured my base, you saw a little bit of my idea for terraforming my base. And you may have saw some blackstone in there. And if you are familiar with some of the projects on the server, you know that blackstone is something we don't have a lot of, and it's the reason why I haven't worked on our nether hub that much, which is over there. We were just in it. And our Piglin bartering thing here, which is a big work in progress, is our slow but okay, not that steady. I was gonna say steady, but honest, it's not steady. Progress towards getting that blackstone to work on that. And because of my pride, I'm a pretty prideful person. I refuse to mine for blackstone because we have this. Like, we are building this for blackstone. So what would all this work mean if I went and mined blackstone? So that's like, I can't go mine blackstone. It has to be from Piglin bartering. And that is where a conversation I had with Rosamund recently comes in, because we talked about the redstone for this, and we realized that for all of this redstone, okay, not all of it, we can do the item filters and storage on our own pretty much together without a tutorial. But this, where the actual piglins are going to be sitting and trading. Oh, I'm not wearing gold. Don't attack, please. No. Stay back. Oh, oh no. But okay, stay back. I'm trying to record. Okay, Mr. Piglin, I'm trying to record. What was I even saying? Because I need blackstone to terraform the top of my base, and I'd really like to do that soon. We've talked about me going ahead and doing the redstone for this bit, and possibly connecting these pieces all together. And all the designing, the interior and stuff, we can do later together, because that is something that Rosamund and I can do together well in a way that wouldn't get frustrating. So I'm gonna figure out how to do piglin bartering, and we're going to get started on this. Let's get started, and let's hope it's not too hard. Some progress has been made, and some of that progress is deciding that piglins are one of the most annoying things in Minecraft. The only thing that I can think of right now that top them are villagers in terms of annoyance. If you have another one, what's another Minecraft thing that's annoying? Let me think of more things. I want your guys' ideas. All that I have right now is the piglins, and I have this makeshift thing right here. I'm gonna leave it here because technically I've only done half the piglins. We still have a bunch down there in boats that I haven't dealt with because they're all the way down there. And I discovered that I could usually get a piglin to spawn here or one or two to spawn there if I just flew away, let everything despawn, and just came right back. And because this is a lot shorter of a rail and it was a lot faster to set up, see, there's one right there. I'm gonna put him in a boat for later. I thought that was a lot easier. So, okay, you're just gonna, come on. Nope, come back. Come back. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. There you go. Thank you. So they're all stuck here. We have droppers, and we just need to set it all up. I know what I need to do. I have little bits and pieces set up, but they don't mean anything right now because none of the redstone's in. I went and designed everything in a creative copy because there are so many parts with this. I wanted to make sure it was right. And so I've actually, if I turn it on, we have a Litmatica thing that I'm following. You can only see it for a split second because otherwise what's the point of these recap clips, you know? So I'm gonna get started. We have another working piece, though technically we can't test it right now. I mean, it worked in the original, and I hear a ghast. This is the worst part about working here, is that while most of these blocks can't be blown up by a ghast, the redstone can. And so like the moment I hear that noise, it's basically drop everything and go take care of the ghast, which is a bit annoying, but better we take care of it than risk it actually blowing something up. So let me explain this new stuff. So this redstone behind here is new. This is actually what is going to be powering these droppers that gives our piglin friends their gold. However, obviously there's no gold in them, and this goes all the way around, and it's repeated over here. And then this stuff we'll worry about later. I just put the building blocks up because the Litmatica thing told me to, but I haven't done the rest of the stuff that goes on top of this yet, not the redstone bits. And then there's all of this. This, fun fact, is the first hopper clock I have ever built. I'm basically a redstoner. Let's ignore the fact that I had to watch a tutorial for this. What else did I have to watch a tutorial for? Oh, there's one other tutorial I had to watch, but it's not built yet. It'll go like right here where I'm looking, but it's not there yet. So this is our hopper clock, and this will determine when a piece of gold gets dropped. Right now it is locked, it is turned off, but we have a fancy lever over here that will end up controlling this whole thing, which is pretty cool. So if I flick this, we will kind of see it in motion. This switches about every 8 sticks, and so this would theoretically drop gold for all of these droppers, and then that same lever will control this redstone elevator, which actually unlocks those hoppers up there, which means the gold that we have up here in our storage is starting to empty. It's heading down. So later, the last bit that we have to do is we basically have to make sure that this gold that is filling up gets sent down here actually. So we're going to have a bit of a rail system, and that is the last bit. And then there is also technically the storage system, because that little hopper right there technically holds everything. And that is not enough. Sorry for spazzing the zoom in there. I was not doing a very good job at holding the button. Let's figure out the rail system, and then you guys can give me all the black stone I need. So this minecart thing right in front of us, that is the other thing I had to watch a tutorial for. I wasn't quite sure how to... I'm gonna put you in a boat. I saw you. You can't hide from me. You can't hide in the boat. Thank you. Now you stay there. You stay there. Time to remember what I was saying. I legitimately don't know. I'm sorry. And now I hear gas. Wow, okay. This is not going to plan. This is not going to plan. Well, I'm gonna start over, and it might not make sense. So this is our minecart system, and I just realized I don't have a minecart. No, I don't have a minecart. There we go. We have the minecart. So everything is all connected. Theoretically, this should work. So I need to land in a very specific spot. I need to put this here. Okay, everything should theoretically work, and I'm going to explain this bit before we turn it on and we see if everything is working. So when we flick this lever, what'll happen is those should be on. I keep seeing things that are wrong that I forgot. Eek. At least I'm seeing them now and not like when we test run and then I just end up confused. But so when we flick that lever down there, the one behind that, not this one, that one just stays on. This will get to move, and what it'll do is it'll pick up our gold from here and it will distribute them among all of these, which is really, really cool. And then at the same time, whenever that lever is switched, those hoppers will be unlocked and they can take gold again from our silos. And then at the same time, this hopper clock will be activated because it won't be locked. And then every 8 sticks or whatever, our piglins here will get a piece of gold, and then it'll be picked up by the hopper underneath that carpet, and it will go underneath here for now. And I do hear another ghast. So that is all the stuff. And once we find you, we can turn it on for the first time. Please work. Please. Okay. That started moving. We heard these click, but they shouldn't have gold yet because this has not started moving. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this redstone because we do not want gold dispensing out of these because there is no piglin in there to trade. And it looks like our minecart is moving. And it's going to fall off the edge. Goodbye. We forgot one thing. We forgot one thing. There we go. But I didn't even get to see if you guys traded because I messed up. Oh, okay. Let's make this again. Let's fly up. Let's fly up here. Perfect. I'm gonna put this in there. Look at how fast that goes. I can't get over how fast minecart hoppers can grab stuff. That's insane. Alright, and there it goes. Are our friends gonna get stuff? They did get stuff. And I hear another ghast. You need a boat. I should take care of the ghast first. There. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very temporary storage system. I'm just gonna throw down a bunch of chests. And I'm gonna see how much I can get maybe from just a little bit of AFKing. I really hope it turns out well. So I added a bit more, and I'm not sure what I think about it. So I realized it might be a good idea to keep distributing the gold even if we're not bartering. I still have it in bartering mode, but I've added just a mode to distribute the gold, and what that one does is it unlocks those hoppers so the gold can still move and it lets the minecart go back and forth. And I was thinking, what's the point of having these hoppers locked at all? Like, it's cool, but I don't know if we have a use of gold beyond this. I'm not really sure, if I'm honest. So I'm wondering, do I make it so I remove that those hoppers ever get locked so that we always have gold in here? Or do I keep it as a part of this toggle for the minecart? Or do I maybe have the minecart always going? But that could cause unnecessary lag. I'm not really sure. I think I'm gonna talk to Rosamund about it, about what she thinks. I also had a block there so gold isn't being distributed to this half because it's not in use right now. I mean, I guess we can see what we have so far. I don't think it'll be much because it's just been my troubleshooting. But that is a lot. Okay. Let's take the black stone because that is what I'm interested in. Almost 8 stacks. And the gravel too. Oh, that's going to be so helpful. Oh, this is so nice. Rosamund. Hello.
Yes.
I'm very excited to show you what I did. I know I sent you a
excited.
picture a little bit, but it's working.
Oh
and
my
it's
gosh.
very cool. I just
Whoa.
realized we technically don't have a staircase down to this, but I know that was by design.
Yes.
So
No, this is so cool.
yeah. So I have half the piglins because that's really all I had the patience for. So I figured we can do the other 10 together at some point.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah. But do you want to go ahead and do the honor, flick the lever,
Okay.
and I will explain how it all works after you witness
So,
it?
this one first?
Actually, just this one.
Or-
I'll explain.
That one.
Yeah. So,
Activate
now we wait.
bartering.
And they all have gold!
Oh, sweet!
And the moment they drop it, whatever they decide to give us, they're gonna get another piece of gold.
Oh, okay.
But what that second lever does, because you saw there was an activate bartering and then there's a distribute gold. If we'd like, we can turn off the activate bartering, but we could still have the gold be distributed, so that would keep those hoppers up there unlocked
Oh,
and the
okay.
minecart moving.
Got it.
And I added that functionality because the minecart speed for how fast it distributes the gold, and with how fast the piglins barter with the gold, it's almost exact, but not quite. These guys will use gold faster than they can get it, so having this functionality, I think, will fix that well enough.
Yeah.
And
no, that's really smart.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you whether to have that or just have it always be distributing, but then I AFK'd overnight to let the gold farm run and have just the gold distributing. And all these hoppers and droppers are full of gold. And so I think it is worth it to have that switch still there.
Yeah.
So we can lock those hoppers, because if we can avoid having that minecart moving, that would be better to stop lag. So yeah, I was going to ask you that, and then I came to the conclusion that no, I'd like to keep it.
And my answer would probably been to keep it anyway, so.
Yeah. I have a wonderful storage system down here for it.
I saw this, and I was wondering what this was. Oh my gosh.
I've taken most of the blackstone already. I have like a shulker box is worth, which is really nice. And I've thrown out most of the fire resistance potions and the soul speed 1 and 2 stuff.
Did we want to put in like a sorting system eventually?
Oh yeah, that's what this floor was going to be. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. It's been a while.
It has been a while. I don't blame you, but I am going to find a way to move the items around faster, because when they're bartering for a while, this system gets backed up. I was able to alleviate a little bit by having each row has 4 hoppers to store their stuff before it enters the main line. Okay. But it gets backed up with 10. I don't want to know how much it would get backed up with 20. So I'll do some research, figure out a way, because we can't use water, obviously, which is sad.
Yeah.
But I think there's a way to use droppers and observers to make it move faster, the items.
Uh-huh.
So we might have to do that.
Okay. You're the redstone genius, so you do that.
Ah, yes, the redstone genius. I look up a tutorial for a hopper clock and I'm like, yes, I know redstone.
I do not know redstone at all.
If you ever need quartz or gravel, I mean, this is the place now.
Sweet. I do need a lot of quartz for my palace.
Yeah.
The entire thing is quartz.
I've done some work in a creative backup of the world to figure out the storage. Trying to figure out how to move these items around. Still sort them, but have them move fast enough where it won't be so backed up. And I have figured it out, and I'm really proud of myself, because this was no tutorial. I did watch, however, a video by Etho's Lab, on a similar concept, and I just took what he talked about in that video and I just applied it here, and because of that I feel so smart, because it wasn't a tutorial, it was just him doing it and me being like, ah, so that's how that works. And then I went and did it, and I'm proud of myself, but it requires a lot. So we're going to be using dropper lines instead of hopper lines. And look at all these droppers and all of these observers. And then for the actual silos and whatever, we will have hoppers and chests, and we still got to have our stuff for our filters. It's going to be a lot. And surprisingly, it fits. It fits in here. So I'm going to get to work, and I will be back with our first progress update. Guys, that wasn't even the hardest part. But, I mean, there's progress. So, this is your generic item filter stuff, but with a little bit of an asterisk on the generic, I guess, actually, because there's actually 4 item filters per item. That is because with the hopper I'm sorry, with the dropper lines instead of the hopper lines, our items are actually going to be moving at double the speed of a hopper, but we're going to have 2 lines, so it's gonna actually be like 4 times the speed of a hopper line. We need to change this up, this big mess, and then we also need to actually add the dropper line. I had a lot of trouble with this in creative. I'm afraid that something is going to be wrong, but I mean, I guess I gotta try, right? My friends, it is done, and I hope the sound of all those observers will not be too annoying for this clip, so it doesn't look pretty. Again, that's what Rosamund and I are going to do together. Right now I have both the bartering system up there running and the sorting system. Both are toggleable. They can be toggled. We're just gonna say that instead. With this switch, this controls the sorting system, and up there I believe I explained the one that turns on the bartering. And that is because all these observers are super laggy, so having a way to turn them on and off I think will just be very helpful for the performance of the server. I forgot the lava. I need to go get the lava. But look at all this black stone. Look at this soul sand. It's being sorted. I think it is. This thing is a little bit quirky, and I don't know why exactly, because it was fine in my single player world. But if we look in here, there is some stuff that should be caught by the filters. I've decided, since it's renewable, that it's not the biggest deal in the world. And we can also see there's some waste up there. I'm not sure why it's happening, because everything else is working. And we only have half the system up because we only have half the piglins, right? And so only this front facing, the inner row of observers and stuff is being used. And I'm going to turn that down so neither of us have to hear that. And like the items are going through. And both filters are working. But it's just going through too fast to catch it sometimes. But dropper lines are double the speed of hoppers. And there are 2 hoppers, so it should be enough. I think it's just a quirk of the server, and I'm just going to run with it. Another quirk is that with this on switch, this hopper technically gets locked if we're sorting things. But, I mean, the moment we turn sorting off, we're going to go down, and this is all the stuff that either didn't get caught by a filter, so it's all the non-stackable stuff, which we don't have a huge need for, or their fire charges, because those aren't super useful for us. Or it's the stuff that went too fast, but, I mean, it's basically renewable, so I don't care that much. Anyway, this was way more than I expected to do in this episode. When I started, I really only expected to get the actual piglin bartering running. I expected to only get this part up and functioning, which we did, but then I got a little bit extra. I went overboard. I was really focused on this, and so I just kept going. And then we came up with this giant thing. It is ginormous. And it is fantastic to have, and it is so fantastic to finally have all of this black stone. We are almost ready to terraform my base. In fact, I think we are ready. I just have to actually do it. So hopefully that happens soon. If I'm honest, I'm like recording like 4 videos at the moment, so they're all like halfway done. I have many projects going on, and I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit focused, and I hope that you enjoyed the massive progress we made here today, and I hope you are excited for the future projects on the Guardian Gang SMP, and I hope that I will see you next time for that. And until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.